Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Not a fun video today, but it's an important one. There is a boot loop problem with some of the Fire Sticks now. And so in today's video, we're gonna share with you why that happens, where it will just boot and loop and keep rebooting and you can't access anything on your Fire Stick. Some people are throwing them in the trash. Well, you don't have to. It can be fixed. So if you have an old one that this is happening to, or maybe you've never even encountered something like this, you might in the future. And so this is going to be an important video to know or reference back later. So we're going to talk about why this happens on the Fire Stick and how to fix it. Really quick video. Let's do it. So why does the boot loop happen on your Fire Stick? Well, there's two reasons why. The first one is the most obvious for you, and that is it is auto updating. So you're updating your Fire Stick and you lose internet connection at some point during that. If that happens, more than likely your Fire Stick will just keep rebooting and rebooting and rebooting, and it will never catch back up with the update. And so that will cause a major problem. And the only way to fix that is going to be a factory reset. So the factory reset process, which I'm going to talk about at the end of this video. So if that is the cause of it, factory reset, you got to start over. But there is another reason why this happens, and that is because maybe you have peripherals, maybe a bad plug, maybe you're plugging it directly into the USB on your TV, or you have peripherals like a remote control or an external hard drive. Sometimes those peripherals draw too much power, and so it will actually re-loop during the boot process. It doesn't have enough power, or one of the peripherals goes bad, and it will do that as well. So that's the reason why. There's two reasons. It could be a peripheral, which is easily fixable. We'll talk about that in today's video, or it could be something happened during an update, so you have auto updates set on your Fire Stick. I always turn it off on mine, and I want to make sure I have a strong signal whenever I do it. I do have my Fire Stick hardwired through Ethernet, so I won't lose connection unless we have a power outage during an update. So it's really not as big of a deal, but I know most people don't do that. So we're going to talk about that in today's video. So let's get right to it. We'll talk about the ways to fix the boot loop error right now. All right, so first of all, this is kind of how I have my Fire Stick set up. And I know this seems like a lot, but it's really not if your TV is on a TV stand, and you get so much more out of your Fire Stick. So I have my Fire Stick plugged into my TV. I have an OTG adapter. On the OTG adapter, I have my power cord, which plugs into the wall outlet, not the TV, because if it's plugged into the USB on the TV, it might not be enough power, and it could cause a boot loop. And I have also in this OTG adapter, and the reason I have the OTG adapter is for this right here. Now, I'm sharing this with you because this is how most people will upgrade their Fire Stick. This is a 2 terabyte hard drive, a slim one, and you can use this with an OTG adapter, not a powered hub, which is what I actually use on all my other Fire Sticks, is one of these powered hubs. And so if you have one of these, not only do you get more USB ports, but you can have larger drives than this one here. So this is 2 terabytes, and I have it plugged in here. Now, if you're mounted on the wall, you probably don't want to do that. So you would probably just use a little thumb drive instead. So you would just unplug the big old hard drive, and then you would plug this guy right in. And if you plug this tiny little drive in, it won't take up any weight on the back of your TV. And of course, you're always going to have this plugged in. So it's just this here. Now this one here is, I think it's like 64 gigs. But if you think about it, a Fire Stick really only gives you about 4 gigs available, maybe even less than that. If you check your storage on yours, add a 64 gig, you're going to have a lot of storage. Why would you want to add storage? Well, you can download programs, you can have more apps, you can have a program like TV Mate where you can record live TV, all stuff like that. So why would the boot loop happen? Well, the first thing you want to do to fix this problem is to unplug all the peripherals. Start from scratch. Get rid of the OTG adapter right here. Get rid of that, okay? Plug this right back in directly to your Fire Stick and plug it back into the wall, okay? So you do need to unplug the power, obviously plug it back into the wall. Once you do that, if everything's fine, boom, you know what your problem is. It was probably the OTG adapter, or the powered hub, or the drive was taking up too much power, okay? So that's the first thing you want to do. Now you could try replugging the OTG adapter and your drive back in, and if it's doing the boot loop again, you know it is probably either the adapter or the drive is taking too much power, and you just can't use that one. You got to use maybe a little thumb drive. Try that. So that's the #1 way to fix it, and this fixes most problems. Now when you unplug it from just like this and you're plugging it back in, do this. Why don't you wait 60 seconds? Because that's another way to fix it. Wait 60 seconds, let the Fire Stick reset itself. It's not going to factory reset it. It's just going to be like a hard restart, basically. And if you do that, now this gives this a chance to really kind of work itself out, any problems you might have. So wait 60 seconds before you plug it back into the wall, and it might fix the problem right there. So do that first. So that's the first step. Remove all the peripherals, plug it directly into the wall, just bare bones, not the TV, but the wall outlet. Try not to use the TV power because sometimes that USB is just not powerful enough on your TV, and it will cause boot loops and things like that. So plug it directly into the wall. Make sure that you're using Amazon actual plug because sometimes the amperage might be different on yours, okay? So keep that in mind. And I know a lot of people just put the USB right into the power block because a lot of power blocks have a USB port. Don't do that. Use the plug. There's a reason why it has a plug and it's so big. It needs a certain amount of power, a certain amount of amperage directly to this right here to be optimal. So make sure you use Amazon products with the Amazon Fire Stick or it could cause that boot loop. All right, I hope that didn't confuse you. I know it's a little bit more technical, and I know a lot of people don't have all these peripherals. They just have a regular Fire Stick that they plug in. You don't have all this other stuff. This is just an option for you, and I have videos on it if you want to know more about that. But let's talk about a way that you can fix this. If you didn't have peripherals and you tried the unplug for 60 seconds and plug back in and you're still getting that boot loop, more than likely during an update, you just lost your internet connection. And that could happen for a variety of reasons. It could have just dropped, or maybe you're a little bit farther from your router and it just hiccuped for 1 second. And that's really all it takes to cause this boot loop. So what would you do? Well, you'd have to start over. So you're going to have to do the factory reset. And it's actually really easy to do. And a lot of people don't realize you can do the factory reset without actually going into the settings on your Fire Stick and doing it. Because if it has a boot loop, you can't go into settings and do it, but you can use your remote control still. So what you're going to do on your remote control, and I'll put kind of a little thing in the corner so you can see how to do it. Basically, you're going to hit the back button and the right portion of the little select button in the center. There's a ring that goes around it, so you're going to hit the right side of that and you're going to hit the back button at the same time and hold it down for about 10 seconds until it pops up on the screen where it says, are you sure you want to factory reset it? Once that happens, you can say yes or you can say no. If you don't do anything, it'll count down and do it automatically for you. So if you do that, factory reset it, it will stop the boot loop issue for you and it will fix most of those Fire Sticks. So if you have a Fire Stick that just kind of does the boot loop or went kapoots or it's causing all kinds of problems, or maybe you have so much on there you don't know what you downloaded and you can't even use it because you have critically low storage, you just can't even get to settings, this is a great way to kind of start over. Make your Fire Stick like brand new. It's the factory reset and you can just do it with your remote. A lot of people don't know that. So either of these ways should fix your Fire Stick. I would encourage you to try the unplug from the wall, wait 60 seconds, remove any peripherals that you might have attached to it, and then if that doesn't work, factory reset's your best option. Otherwise, you might as well just put it in your drawer and forget about it, but you don't have to. Because of this video, it should be able to fix it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Click our channel name right down below and you're gonna see all of our videos. We've got tons of videos on helping you with Fire Sticks, Android boxes, all kinds of smart home devices. And hopefully you get some good information there. Thanks again, everybody. Bye.